Globe Sports Team presents your Southern Tier Kickoff.
Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER if you are a Pennsylvania resident, or call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY if you are a resident of New York. Please gamble responsibly. All right, it's that time of week again. The Southern Tier Kickoff crew is going to give you our picks for this weekend's game. We are going to start with Syracuse and Bowling Green. Listen, I am going with Bowling Green on this one. I think Syracuse is going to keep it close, yes, but Bowling Green's defense is going to be able to clamp down on some of those receivers. Pena had good east to west movement, but they really couldn't get the ball downfield. I'm going Georgia Tech here. Kevin, what do you think?
Yeah, so I'm going to go with the heart over the head. Let's just go with the orange. Good things happen when I pick the orange. Let's keep it up. Go orange.
And I got to go with Syracuse. Diggs had a really rough game transferring in from A&M last week. Got to the guys, just wasn't able to wrap and bring them down. I think he improves this game. McCord's going to be too good. I think it's going to be a close game, but Syracuse will take it.
All right. And as well, our producer, Aaron, he is going with Georgia Tech, so we are split on that game. We are going to move on to the next one, Penn State, Bowling Green. I like Bowling Green in this one, not to win the game, but just to keep it somewhat close. I think Penn State may be a little bit over-evaluated after a great performance. I'm not saying that they're not great. I just think the money and the line is a little high. I think Vegas might be overreacting a little bit, so I'm going to take the points. Kevin?
I think there's no overreaction possible when a MAC team goes into Happy Valley. I'm taking Penn State.
And I'm taking Penn State. They're going to cover that spread. They're going to blow that spread out of the water. I think this is going to be a 52-10 game. Aller looked good. Defense was locked down.
Maybe get the correct score bet there.
Yeah, absolutely. We got to start getting those in. Someone has said that they want to know what we think, and we will get those for you as well. We'll get those up on our website, so don't forget to check WBNG.com for all of these picks after the Southern Tier Kickoff show is done. All right, we move on to Game 3, Michigan versus Texas. Look, Michigan's having quarterback issues. I do think that they have the bigger, better offensive and defensive lines, but Texas has got more athletes, and they're faster, they're quicker, and again, that issue at quarterback is where it comes down to it. I think this one is close for most of the game, but as we get into the fourth quarter, the stamina, Texas will take over. I think they cover the touchdown spread.
Yeah, the first time that Michigan is a home underdog since 2021 here. I think what this comes down to, like you said, Michigan has quarterback issues. And on the Texas side, there's no one who's played in as many big games in college football right now as Quinn Ewers. I think got to go with Texas.
And you got to go with Texas, in my opinion. They have 4 offensive linemen returning who are 3-year starters. That's unheard of in college football nowadays. And then we talked about Michigan. They do have QB issues. They weren't able to get the run going either. Edwards was held really not able to run anywhere last week. Will Johnson had more yards from a pick-6 return than Edwards did all game. So I think Texas takes this one.
Yeah, and Aaron as well, our producer, I believe he's going to make it a clean sweep. Yeah, 4 across the board for Texas, an SEC team this year, which is a little bit of a shocking change. Iowa State. This is your game of the day here on WBNG. This one kicks off at 3:30. Coverage starts at 3 o'clock with the CBS pregame show. Listen, Iowa, 4 years, has been known to be punt city. Their punter has had more net yardage than their quarterbacks over the last 3, 4, 5, 6 years. The under has always been the bet when it comes to Iowa. Things are changing, though. I mean, that Iowa offense last week looked really good, and that's a really, really good team if they can do something offensively, because their defense has been on point, has been a solid Big Ten defense. I'm going to go ahead and take Iowa, and shockingly, I'm going to take the over in this game as well.
Yeah, I got to agree with you here, Zach. I got to take Iowa. And the reasoning here, that offense, I trust it. I think it may be more alive. They didn't play the best opponent in the world last weekend, but a fun stat, they had more receiving touchdowns in the second half of last week's game than they had all of last season.
Yeah, they've had wide receivers who have more touchdowns than all of their wide receivers last year combined. It's incredible. We're 1 game in, and their wide receiver with 2 touchdowns could be the leading receiver from last year. Kevin or Kyle, what do you think?
And I got to go with Iowa in the Cy-Hawk rivalry that's going on today. I mean, their defense is just too good. They're a top 4 or 5 defense in the nation every single year. I mean, yeah, Cade McNamara did get chased out of Ann Arbor by Harbaugh, but he seemed to find his footing a little bit last week. 21 for 31, 251 yards, 3 touchdowns. Was that against UTEP? Yes, but a good improvement from the man who used to be behind center back in Michigan.
Okay, real quick. We're going to get through these last two, Colorado and Nebraska. I like Nebraska here with the points. Look, Colorado should have gotten beaten.
I would say, first take, tune into this game. It's going to be a very high-scoring matchup. Dylan Raiola and Shedeur Sanders under center. Both of those guys, fun style of play for quarterbacks. I'll take Colorado here. Trust Deion Sanders, trust the offense, and just hope for a shootout.
All right, and real quick.
I mean, it's going to be a shootout, but I got to go with Colorado on this. Travis Hunter's too good. He plays both sides of the ball, and he's too good at both sides of the ball. He's going to be the biggest factor in this game.
Okay, we also picked South Carolina versus Kentucky, which if you head on over to our WBNG homepage right after the show, all of our picks will go up there from all 7 members of the crew, including Connor, our producer, Aaron, as well, Kyle Spizak, Kevin, Keith Savage, can't forget about him, and Michael Villegas. As well, the standings from last week are updated on there. I believe Aaron and Michael are in first place. But kickoff in about 10 seconds. So make sure you tune in at 3:30 here on WBNG and watch whatever game you want here at noon. But enjoy, and thank you for joining us.